and it worked flawlessly, absolutely flawlessly. So I'll let Major get back to the old start screen. And then I'll count them down to get on with the race. So something you'll see with these guys is they have timers on the screen, and that's because the Metal Gear Solid 3 we're using the PC version, and Appel developed a timer which will get rid of loads, so we can see the perfect comparison between these two players. So if they're both ready to go, can you just give me a yes I am, or
Always ready.
Yep, yep.
they're both ready, so we'll get this race going in 3, 2, 1, let's go.
After the end
And
of
I'm just going
World
to
War
server
II,
deafen them
the
both before I
world was
forget.
split into two, East and West.
They can no longer hear
This
us.
marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
I must remember to undeafen them when we get to the other end. If a mod wants to run a prediction, I would love you for it, but I'm doing about 19 things at once, so I also can't do that as well. And we'll start out with Major's audio, I guess. Let me change over my screen so I can watch them play here as well. So yeah, it's a difficult one to call if you're going to predict on this race. Very difficult one to call because these are genuinely two of the best players to ever touch the game. And it doesn't matter what category, it doesn't matter what they're running. They are both absolutely exceptional players. So in very easy, it's obviously the easiest difficulty in the game. You get a weapon called the Easy Gun, which is technically a special item, but you're allowed to use it. It gives you 80% camouflage index. It instantly stuns guards. It replenishes your stamina just by holding it. So it's a very, very strong weapon. You won't see them use it in the Virtuous mission, but it will be used throughout the rest of this run. And both of these guys have made like huge contributions to this category. And you'll notice that Major will get as close as possible to that guard before stunning him, because if you walk over a guard's body, it will slow you down, but as they're falling, it's like they don't have a hitbox at all.
Who's that?
So getting an alert as well, like an alert doesn't matter. As long as the alert isn't going to prevent you from progressing. So you'll see quite a few times in the run, they'll purposely take alerts because it's faster. But like in this room, just before Sokolov, if you take an alert here, you can't meet Sokolov until the alert is cleared. So yeah, keep an eye on their timer. Of course, you'll see that timer pause whenever there's a load. The timer automatically removes loads. So I'm going to see how they're doing for time. I mean, pretty even right now, you would say. It's difficult to gain or lose a lot of time during the Virtuous mission. The real big point for the run change in place will be the boss fights, particularly things like the Ocelot unit, the end. And don't forget to to bet. We do have predictions going. We will try and have predictions going for every race. Kind of syncs at the moment. It's weird how they've ended up that sync, to be honest. And now you will see them equip the easy gun, and they will use this quite often throughout the run. You'll see how good that 80% camouflage is, and just how short the sight is for guards, like how close you need to be for them to see you. You see a really good example of that in this next room. Just get right up to that guard. I always enjoy showing people that part of the run. But this is it's a really easy run to get into. It's a very difficult run to master. Some of the boss strats in Very Easy, execution-wise, are as difficult as things in European Extreme. For example, the end fight. We always say, like, the end fight in Very Easy, to execute it is harder than what you have to do in the European Extreme speedrun. And the Ocelot unit is a good example of this. I'm not sure what strategy they're going to go for with the Ocelot unit, because there's like 3 or 4 incredibly fast strategies for this fight now. But we'll see what they go with.
I see him.
Maybe flying out of that window. Going to take out that roof guard. The roof guard's really important. Vermillion's going for something completely different that's way faster but much more difficult to execute. And he does fail to get it, so he's going to have to do some cleanup here. And Major as well is doing some cleanup on the guards outside. This has turned out really good for Vermillion, even with the mistake. Like, he was hoping to get all of those Ocelot unit guards with the stun grenade, but he had to clean up a few with the easy gun. Major lost maybe a few seconds on that. Still very, very close between the two. But yeah, with the Ocelot unit, the most important thing is that roof guard. If you don't get him immediately, he can move to a different area of the roof where you can't quite see him, and you can lose a lot of time to him. Now in Very Easy, we go to the right side of the lake here. It's a little bit faster than going left. In your European Extreme, you would need to pick up the grenades, so that's why we go left as well. But there's claymores on the ground here that you can't quite see. That's why the runners will take a certain line to avoid them. The very attentive dogs will not notice you because of the 80% camouflage. They also don't hear footsteps, so you can just run past them. Coming up to the Ocelot fight, everyone will do the same strategy. The idea is to keep Ocelot in place and hit him with a body shot and a stun grenade, and then you just want him to stand still for the entire fight. And then the second part, we'll try and just do headshots to him, so a couple of headshots will end the fight. Second stun for Vermillion. Headshot and headshot again to end the fight. That's perfect execution from him. I'm sure Major will do much the same here. Major even did like a really cute grenade throw to make Ocelot turn around. It just makes the headshots that little bit easier to get. I really like that strategy. Depending on how you throw your grenade, your stun grenade, whether it's like overhand, underhand, to the left, right, it makes Ocelot do different things. It's just Major showing like what incredible knowledge he has of this game. And coming up to the Pain fight, we'll use stun grenades to take down the Pain's bullet shield, as anything else would be slower to use. And the idea is to just hit him as many times as possible with quick or tactical reloaded shots with the easy gun. And now headshots will speed up the fight, but because the hitbox is so small, sometimes it can just be more comfortable to go for body shots. Headshot slightly faster, but the execution a little bit higher. Most runners will kind of move their aim towards the head while getting out as many shots as possible, and any additional headshot will be a bonus. Great Pain fight from both. It's like 2 seconds between them at the moment. It's nice being able to just see the exact difference between the two runners with the timer that removes loads. In the past, we've had all kinds of Metal Gear Solid 3 races, and we never knew who truly won because load time could be such a factor in that game, especially on PlayStation 3. I think I'm having an issue with Verm's feed, but it will just rubber band back. It should just catch up in a sec. I think Major's is fine. So during the river, we're just going to swim through in a straight line and even drain our health, because health is just another resource we can use. We're not too worried about it. So even if we burn off all of our health here, it's not going to affect us. And health won't even become a factor until a fight like the Fury. And we do want to do a little bit of damage to the end here. When you damage the end here, later in the fight, he will have a little bit of his stamina removed, which is important for getting a quick kill on him. As I mentioned earlier, it is a very difficult fight to do fast. But yeah, I think there was a little bit of an issue with feed, but not to worry. The timer is the most important factor. RTMP is just warming up.
He's over there?
And you'll see, like, compared to other runs, the runners don't equip the box. Now, the box lets you up ledges and hills faster, but the amount of time it takes to equip it is like 7 or 8 seconds, so it's better to just do that later in order to do less menus overall. And I may just see if I can refresh the speed on the stream here. No. I mean, all that matters is the timer, so that's all I'm going to focus on. At the end of the day, the timer is without loads, so we can see who is actually ahead as they get to different checkpoints throughout the run. Going into Granin, we need to make sure we don't get an alert, and also you'll see the runners pick up the handkerchief. This is the only run where you would use the handkerchief, and that's because it allows you to instantly die during the Sorrow fight, and we'll see that later. But because we have so much health, it's very slow to like drown yourself during the Sorrow. Verm's run must have jumped ahead, right? I knew that was going to happen eventually, like it would rubber band forward. I see Verm do a bump caution as well. Bump caution is one of my favourite things about VE. It's very easy because of the amount of distance you can have for a detection. You can run through a guard, and by the time he's recovered from being stunned, he won't be able to fully see you, so it'll cause a caution instead of an alert. We don't care about getting an alert now, because we can go to the fear fight whether we have an alert or not, so none of this matters. It's only before Granin it matters. There's a couple of ways to do the fear in very easy. We stun him immediately at the start of the fight, so we fake death pill and stun him on the ground. And then you can use the knife, you can use the M1911 to quickly get rid of all his stamina, and that's like the fastest way of doing it. With the knife and the M1911, you have to quick reload in order to get enough shots out to do a stamina, so it's a little bit awkward. Goes behind you, you death on the first frame as well. You'll see runners walk forward a little bit, because if the fear and you occupy the same space, the fear actually pushes you away, which prevents you from taking an action. But yeah, two different ones there. You get to see the M1911 and the knife strat. God, this is so close. Major is literally 3 seconds behind. That's nothing. Oh, Verm doing some parkour, strat found by Appel. I think you'll see Major do the same thing. If you walk off these boxes while holding your weapon out and then mash triangle, you can catch the ledge in the air. It's a strange glitch, and like we loved it so much, we were just completely focused on getting it into the run somewhere just because it looks so cool. I do that strat whenever I can. I think I'm gonna swap the feeds over. This is going to be a huge part of the run. Absolutely huge part of the run. The execution on this fight is so high. I believe that Major found recently a faster way of doing this fight. But I'll see what they do first, and then I'll try and explain it. So Vermillion, he's going to do Old Faithful. You run up to where we know the end is, and you dodge a shot from him, or just run at him if you're crazy, I guess. He's going to hit the end twice in the head. This is a new strat. I don't think I've ever seen this before. Oh my god, it worked. That was crazy from Vermillion. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that before. that is such a difficult fight, and both of them executed it perfectly first time. Vermillion doing something completely new. I haven't seen that before. I think I've seen it in a. I think I've seen it in Discord, like posted this video, but I don't think I've ever seen anyone perform it live in a run, let alone a race before. But yeah, great end fights from both of them. Now I hope you will enjoy the Song of My People. You know, please stand for the national anthem and feel free to.
What a thrill, with darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill, I'm searching and I'm melting to you. What a fear in my heart. But you're so supreme. I give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time, there'll be no one else. It's the way I fly to you. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. I'm still in a dream, snake eater.
Oh, damn it. Did I have the microphone muted? I was singing for you guys and I had the microphone muted again. Can't believe I've done that. Anyway, the mountains. So now we have the box. We can use that to get up slopes as fast as possible. What is the box that Major's using? What is that from? I don't recognize that at all. But I recognize this Tommy Vercetti mod. So I'm pretty sure. Oh, you could hear it. Oh, I'm really glad. I didn't want you to miss out on my singing.
I think I saw some.
But yeah, I know that Totorock, who is racing MGS3 later in the event, is definitely going to show us some mods because he's one of the people modding this game on Nexus Mods. We've seen some pretty great mods for this game so far. I will swap over the audios, I think. But I think we should let Verm have the sound for a little bit. We always try and have the current leader to have the sound. Picking up the RPG early, so you can pick up the RPG early. If you don't pick it up, the game will put it into your inventory. But the point where it puts it in means you have to do an additional menu, so it's a little bit faster if you get it early. Although less. I don't know how to say this. You don't get as much time save on the PC version because menus are so damn fast. Like the pause menu is insanely fast on the Master Collection. Things like changing camos and menuing weapons is faster than it's ever been. Neither player got an alert on the mountain. It's okay if you get an alert on screen 1 or screen 2 of the mountain, because if you keep that alert all the way to the door in mountain 3, it'll still be open. But if you get an alert in that last room, the door will lock. And neither of them electing to cure the poison. And of course, Major's instant noodles are Doritos. Doritos canonically exist in the Metal Gear universe. Alright, we're coming up to the Fury fight. The Fury's dangerous because the Fury can kill you on any difficulty. He can knock you off the ledge so you fall to your death. Fire damage over time is the most damaging thing in the entire game. You see players use most likely the Mosin Nagant for this. You need to hit him 6 times with the Mosin Nagant. After 3, it will knock him down. Great start from Verm if he stays still. Yeah, Verm should get this here. Good fight. Let's see how Major does. Good fight from both. You're going to be happy with that in a race because things can go wrong very quickly in that fight. The Fury can shoot off, he can go north, and then you're running around doing kind of like a casual fight. It's really close now on the time. There's a few seconds between them. It's really nice that we can see how close a race is in current year Metal Gear Solid 3 racing. We've just never had this in the past. Couple of different strats there. I wonder how they're going to grab Rykov. There's a bunch of different ways you can get Rykov. Vermillion will cause a caution on purpose, which will make Rykov run back towards him, and Major will do the same. This is a safe strategy, but the execution is no joke. Oh, the extra shot to distract Rykov to make him run to the left. Vermillion will have gained a second or two here on Major. Like, both strats well executed, but Verm's little caution strat there was very, very cool. I don't know what I was expecting when Major switched to that uniform. I thought something weird was going to happen. Nice box glide from Vermillion. If you equip the scope on any wall that's split in half like that, look at a 45-degree angle and then change to the box, it will allow you to slide. Again, found by Appel. If I ever talk about a glitch in this game, most likely it was found by Appel.
Tell me!
Stop it!
Who have you been talking to?
And this cutscene is completely unskippable.
You'd better start talking.
Please, stop this!
Who is Khrushchev's lapdog?
Will it be
How can you do
unskippable
this to him?
I
in
know
Delta?
you gave the data to someone.
Never do.
You!
I guess we'll find out whenever that comes out.
I guess he's dead.
I'm glad we opened with such a masterclass from two runners.
Now then,
Two of the best runners at this game.
you'll prove more entertaining.
And shout out
than he
Major.
was.
When I was first learning how to play this game,
But first,
he was one of the first people to come into my chat when I was streaming it on Twitch and tell me to hold R1 while quick reloading, which is one of the best pieces of advice you can give to someone who's learning this game.
but not for long.
If you ever wanted to learn this run, it's really easy to pick up,
Let's get
and there's also a guide by Major Zero on YouTube for it.
What is your target? Is it the Shagohod? Or Sokolov? Or maybe it's the Legacy? Answer me! Who is helping you? Who let you in here?
A few seconds at most separates the two runners.
You're a tough one, but even you must have your limits. And I am a patient man.
You'll see them both go into the codec menu. 144.75 will open the cell. You have to be very careful when you scroll into that codec frequency, as there is 3 different speeds that the radio can use, and the fastest one is just, it's so fast it's uncontrollable. So you're constantly like going forward and then letting go before that last speed kicks in. But yeah, we're just gonna run to the sewers. There's one part where we can kind of get knocked down, but we do get back up again. This is funny. If you hug the south of this room, the shield guard always backs off from you. Don't know why it happens, but it's just the way the AI works. You'll see both runners roll at the cone. And that's just in case. You saw both examples there. So Vermillion and Major both rolled, but only Vermillion hit the dog. It's random whether the dog will be there, but if you don't roll, the dog knocks you down. I'm glad we got to see like a perfect example of why everyone rolls at that cone. We don't care about our health here. We can lose it. All we're doing is getting to the Sorrow fight, and once we get in there, we're gonna equip the handkerchief and do the greatest strategy ever found in Metal Gear Solid 3 history. The fastest way to get out the Sorrow in very easy. It was found by Major Zero, and for years, literally years, this strat didn't matter until now. Until the Master Collection, when we switched to RTA without loads, because none of the time during the Sorrow counts towards the in-game timer, so it doesn't matter how fast or slow you are in there until now. And until this race, this is like the first race where it's actually going to matter, and you had to do the handkerchief strat. So finally, after years, the handkerchief strat in all its glory is finally worth doing. I'm so happy because when it was found, it was like the coolest thing ever. I'm like, this adds something so great to this run. And then it just didn't matter anymore because Appel and Major found that none of this time counts towards the in-game timer. But yeah, this is the fastest way to get out of the Sorrow. On very easy, just use the handkerchief a few times in front of you. And when you fall into the water, it drains your health so fast. It's much faster than drowning yourself. Or using an RPG or anything else that'll take your health down. About 10 seconds between the two runners at the moment. Literally 10 seconds, that's nothing. And we don't remove the transmitter that Ocelot put in us. We don't remove it because it takes time to remove. So now we just have to avoid the shotgun guard. And both runners doing log roll, and Vermillion's messing it up. You can lose so much time here. If he messes this up, he'll lose so much time. He did a weaker one because he was nervous. He fell off that log one too many times. Major with his successful log roll. Major always goes for log roll. Log roll is just where you roll onto the log and roll off it, and if you miss it, you lose about 25 seconds. Bad shotgun RNG from Major though. You lose a couple of seconds to that. Vermillion, perfect line, gets past that shotgun blast. The shotgun matters simply because it knocks you down, and getting knocked down, you lose about 4 or 5 seconds, so. They're both through. I think Vermillion's still slightly ahead. All that matters is the timer that both runners are showing. big menu here. This is the final menu we need to do for the rest of the run. Equipping these are going to allow us to just waltz around this tank. Let's see what the load is like when they go into the Shagohod hangar. Let's see, Major enters at 34:13. And Verm enters at 34:07. So Verm is still 6 seconds ahead. Interestingly, this room in Very Easy is a little bit harder than any other difficulty because you can't use the strat where you just shoot the tanks with a non-lethal round. Oh, Vermillion's about to lose all of his time here. He had to do an extra menu to put the C3 on. That will lose about 6 seconds. Unfortunate mistake from Vermillion there. He has to do an extra menu. But yeah, I think this will even them up. Major enters at 35:04. Let's see where Verm is once he enters this fight. I'm going to swap over to Major Sound just because he is ahead. Yeah, he's 1 second behind now. Literally 1 second behind. 35:28 for lead and Colgan. I'm going to turn his sound down because this is the loudest part of the game. Sorry for anyone's ears there.
There they are. They're over here.
This is going to be so insanely close, and Vermillion's going to be kicking himself for forgetting to menu that C3. So here, none of the guards matter until the second portion of this room. This is just an auto scroller. We're not in any danger. It doesn't matter if you hit the guards or not. You can do it if you enjoy shooting rockets, but there's no time to be gained or lost. I'm going to see where they're at once we get to the next screen transition as well. I believe on the first note of credits it stops the timer. I think it's as the credits start playing, Jay. I want to see what time they're on once they hit this next screen transition. $37.30 for Major Zero. $37.30 for Major Zero. Let's see where Verm hits this room transition. 31, 32, 33. Verm is now 3 seconds behind. Now it is possible to lose time in this room because if you don't take the guards out fast enough, Eva will just park the bike and wait for you to fight them. But we should be okay for taking them out fast enough. It's just this first set of guards that Vermillion's doing now, and then she'll do one more loop of the compound. I'm paying attention to what time each player is on as they hit screen transitions. where the timer stops. 38:42. We should see the same difference between the two runners as well. Yeah, same difference again. This should be the same with this room. There's no like time to be gained or lost here. It's just an auto scroller. Back when we would do this run on the PlayStation 3, in order to have the maximum frames, we would look at the floor for the entire bike chase, and that would actually make it faster. $59.56. 39.56 even. $39.56. Let's see for them. 4 seconds between them. Shooting the missiles with the easy gun. I don't think that works, Major, but at the same time, I also don't think he cares. You just need to put the Shadowheart down to 75% health. On very easy, each missile will do 25% of his health. So, because we can't take him down less than 33% or 40% of his health, the maximum we can make him is a 3-shot to kill. Right, here we go. For the Shadowheart loop, need this initial shot to set it up, which Major does perfectly. And he's got that set up perfectly, so now he just needs to hit him twice in the back. I think I would spam shots as well. This should be it. Great phase 1 from Major. Oh, unfortunate from Major. He's going to be a little bit longer on this phase here. So he's ended up with a situation where Volgin is blocking his shots. I can feel the frustration from the way Major's playing as well. Oh, he's going to be feeling it now. Like, he's going to be super frustrated. He will get out of the fight here, but that's a bunch of time lost. 42-27. 42-27. And Vermillion just pulled ahead by 17 seconds. It was that late shot on the RPG, meaning that Volgin was facing towards Major, so he couldn't deal damage to him. And that's how much time you can lose from a mistake in this race. This is so unfortunate. 17 seconds at this stage of the run is absolutely massive. Vermillion's just pulled ahead there by a huge margin. He's going to be feeling good for executing that so well. Shout out Carriggs, by the way, just donated $20. Either there's no message, or there is a message, and I can't see it on the screen I'm looking at. So let's make one up. Hi everyone, Carriggs here. I can't wait to race. Sorry, I just thought I'd make one up, but shout out Carriggs. He's in the event. He's racing me in Resident Evil in just a couple of days. Was there a message or not, Carriggs? Because I couldn't see it if there was. I don't think there was, right? Thanks for the $20, bro. This room is just a formality. There's nothing you can do to gain or lose time. We don't need to shoot the branch out. This is just the part of the run where the runners get to think about all the mistakes they made that led them up to this point. Vermillion is well ahead, it's all going to come down to the boss. I'm nervous for both of them. I'm nervous for both of them. Overall, though, it is really nice to see both of these players racing again and playing Metal Gear Solid 3. I think after, like, it leading up to the Master Collection coming out, Major hadn't been playing for a while, and Vermillion had been taking a break as well. And like, I love watching these guys play Metal Gear Solid 3. I watch them all the time. Two of my favorite players to ever touch the game. That 115 estimate was pretty generous, wasn't it? I don't think this is going to take 115 somehow. Final room of the bike chase. The runners have fully considered all the mistakes they've made in this run, thought about their life that led them up to this moment, and formulated a game plan for the final few rooms. We'll get a final time update after the bike chase and see the difference. For Major, it's 47. 42. 47, 42.
Let me have some more.
He's going to feed Eva some Doritos. Oh, I forgot to check Vermillion. But he's way ahead. He's definitely ahead. This final section with the escort is just a case of keeping Eva moving. Keeping her moving at all times. Don't go too far away from her. Don't stand too close to her. If you stand too close to her, she stops. If you go too far away, she will eventually stop, but she'll also move awkwardly, and she'll take worse lines the further you are away from her. It's a delicate balance. If you sprint, you're faster than her, and if you walk, you're slower than her. I don't know what game designer was like, yeah, it should always be like, if you run, you're too fast, and if you walk, you're too slow. Like, they are truly evil. Final room with guards. We just take Eva carefully through here. It's really going to come down to having a clean execution on the boss fight. And we will know, like, on that final hit on the boss, we'll know pretty much who's won. I think it's going to take a mistake from Vermillion for Major to have a chance at bringing it back now. We'll get a final update like right before the boss fight starts. Hopefully I can pay attention and get an idea of the difference.
I'm so hungry. Let's see what you're made of.
5106 for Major. Couple of headshots to the boss, and then you want to CQC slam her. You'll then equip the stun grenades, throw them high into the air. Couple of headshots, CQC slam, same again. Verm starting his boss fight as well. Clean start. Good fight from Major. Ends the boss at 5140. 5140 boss Major.
Take this. Keep it safe.
And it looks like Verm's going to take it with a 5130 boss Vermillion.
It's our only hope.
I just don't think there's 10 seconds in the rest of this run to be gained or lost.
Why are you giving me this?
Jack. Or should I say, Snake. You're a wonderful man.
Still, I'll let them do the business on the
Help me
wig,
now.
get the revolver, etc. Go to the first beat of credits, and then I'll bring them back in here if they want to join.
There's only room for one boss and one snake.
But one incredibly close race for the first one. We have a few Metal Gear Solid 3 races for you throughout the event. I'll swap this out.
older strat is like kind of ingrained to my memory, but I was like, I'm just gonna do it here. I was thinking of doing Lethal Fury, but I was like, nah, I can't do it. That's just asking for trouble.
Alright guys, do you mind if I cut it here and go on to the next run? Do we need to see the score screen? That's entirely up to you guys. Alright, alright, thanks for taking part. Any closing words from you gentlemen? Let's start with Major.
Hi, Mom. Love you. How you doing?
And Vermillion.
Hi, Dad. Love you.
Hello, both Mum and Dad.
Love you too, Vermillion.
I love you.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Alright, we'll be back with more runs. We're going to be having Sir Schmuckle running Bonework, so give me a couple of minutes to get that set up.